What really happens inside your router when you power it on? Most network admins don't know these hidden components that control everything. In this video, I'll reveal the secret roles of RAM, ROM, and flash memory, plus how to recover from disasters using the router's safe mode. Stick around to see what happens when flash memory fails. The internal components of the router. A router is very similar to a PC. There are several components, hardware and software, that can be found on computers as well. Some of the main internals of a router include the CPU. This is the one that processes the requests of the operating system. For example, system initialization, routing functions, and switching functions. We have RAM memory. This is the router's work area. It contains the routing tables, the various caches for processes and protocols, as well as buffers for sending and receiving packets. The RAM is where you can find the running config file. This is the current configuration file for the router. If you don't save your configuration in the startup config and you restart the router, then the changes will be lost. Then we have the ROM, which is a permanent storage memory. It contains basic functions that allow you to start the router. It is thanks to this memory that you can recover a lost password. Unlike RAM, ROM memory is a not volatile memory. That is to say, if the power is cut off or the equipment is restarted, it is not erased. Now, let's move on to the flash. It is an EPROM type memory that contains the iOS image eds. If you want, you can put several iOS versions on it and boot on the one you want. It's a memory that doesn't erase either when the router reboots. The last type of memory is NVRAM, which contains two things. We have the boot configuration file, that is to say, the startup config, and the value of the boot register. To finish on the components of the router, we have the interfaces. These are the physical connections that allow the router to interconnect with the outside world. It can be Ethernet interfaces, fast Ethernet, gigabit Ethernet, or serial interfaces, USB port, or console port. So even though there are several types and models of routers, they all have the same hardware components. The only difference there could be is with their interior layouts. To sum up, the workspace is RAM. The other memories are only used for backup. NVRAM for startup config, the flash for iOS, and the ROM for a mini system. This is what we will detail right away. The ROM memory allows the router to restart even if the flash software has not been found or has been lost, because it contains a small software that can be compared to the safe mode of Windows. It's a memory that can't be erased. The ROM is composed of three parts. There is the bootstrap code, which reads the configuration register to know how it should start. He is the one who decides whether or not to load the iOS. We have the post, which allows you to test the basic functionalities of the router. It runs a whole bunch of tests to find out if all the components that are used for the startup are available. And we have the ROM monitor, which is better known as Roman. This part includes a mini operating system that is normally used for testing, troubleshooting, or recovering a lost password. In this mode, the router has no routing and no IP features. That's why it can be compared to Windows Safe Mode.